The other reason why you don't want to show your vulnerability on your first date is because you don't know the person. You don't know what the person thinks. You don't know what the person has in mind. You don't know if the person is some kind of a egotistical maniac that is trying to use that against you sometime in the future, or trying to exploit you, or trying to, do anything that is not right. Hello everybody, thank you so much for coming to our YouTube channel. Innocent Love, really appreciate that. Today I'm going to talk about an interesting topic. Don't show your vulnerability on your first date, okay? This is so important, and I'm talking based on my personal experience, and also over the years of observing other people's relationship and stuff like that, and why it is so important that you should not show your vulnerability on your first date. Okay, so the first reason why you don't want to show your vulnerability on your first date is because you don't want to show your weaknesses right away, whether you're a man or a female, let's talk from a man's perspective, okay? If you as a man go on the first date, for example, and you tell the woman that you're trying to impress, the woman that you're, trying to, have a relationship with in the near future, and you're telling her that, I'm very hurtful over things that happened in the past. I've been to a lot of drama in my life, and I cry often at night because it still hurts me nowadays. How does this really come across if you as a female trying to meet a man, and the man is like literally sitting in front of you and he's whining and crying and showing his weaknesses? How do you feel as a female? You would probably be extremely turned off by that, and say that, oh, I don't want to have nothing to do with them. That's like so unattractive,
Don't go. Well, I can't handle this kind of rejection. Why don't you want to stay here with me?
You want to know why, Elliot? Because you're just too sensitive. I'm about to go out of my mind here.
That's one of the reasons, there are other reasons why you don't want to show your vulnerability. I mean, at the end of the day, you really have to, you got to be transparent to your partner, and you want to tell your partner who you are, but not at the beginning, The other reason why you don't want to show your vulnerability on your first date is because you don't know the person. You don't know what the person thinks. You don't know what the person has in mind. You don't know if the person is some kind of a egotistical maniac that is trying to use that against you sometime in the future, or trying to exploit you, or trying to, do anything that is not right. It is very important that you really take your time to get to know your partner in a deeper way, and then see how your partner behaves in front of you, or how your partner behaves in front of other people, especially on your first date. In your first date, observe the partner, if how the partner is, communicating with other people. Maybe the partner talks to the waiter, and you can kind of like read the person of how the person behaves, because people tend to really act differently on the first date. They're not really themselves. They're putting on these invisible masks, and not all the time, but a lot of times I would not be surprised. They're putting on this veil to appear stronger or whatever than they really are, or being more kinder than they really are. And this is why it is so important that you really don't want to show your vulnerability on your first date, because like I said, people will use that against you if it's the wrong person, and this is also something that happened to me also in my past, where I was too fast and sharing too many things about myself, and when time went by and we got into a deeper relationship, guess what? Some of these things were brought up right in front of me, especially when I was going into an argument, and all of a sudden these things were brought up into me, and I was like, man, why did I say this? Why did I talk about that? Now, of course, not everybody will do that. Some people may be okay and they like when you're open and honest. And some people out there, they find this really attractive that you're showing your vulnerabilities right away. That tells your partner that you are very honest and very open. And some people find this very cute. And I'm not saying that you should not do that, but all I'm saying is this, even though the title says that, but be careful who you talk to and what you say to that person on your first date. You don't have to spill the beans. You just met the person, okay? Get to know, talk about simple things in life. Where you're from, what do you do for work, where does your family live, what do you like to do in life, stuff like that, things where you really cannot really put something on yourself that makes you, vulnerable towards the other person, okay? And then as you get to know the person more, like, you have more dates, you spend more time together, weeks go by, days, weeks go by, even maybe a month or two, then you can start opening yourself up more, because that's the time when you want to go into a deeper level and share things. But even then, you should be careful, because, at the end of the day, you really have to tell the person exactly who you are, especially if you want to be with your partner for a long time, you want to marry the person one day. Obviously, everything has to come on the table, but before that, like I said, take your time, take it slow, don't rush, spilling all the beans about yourself. And like I said before, this could be something that is very unattractive to the other person if you're showing your sensitive side too much, and could literally break up the date. The person may never call you again, after the first date, and just walks away from you, And I have seen, like I said before, scenarios where people have literally exploited them. I think about, I don't know everything about what's going on with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, but I know that there's a lot of drama going on in their relationship. And as far as I know, they're not really together anymore for the last 7 years, even though they pretend they are. And I've been following it a little bit on YouTube. And all I can say is this, since I don't know all the details about it, obviously, one thing I know for sure, that you should not tell in public your personal business and relationship and your deepest secrets, even if you're celebrities. I know when you're a celebrity, you're a public figure, and people will want to know more about you since you expose yourself so much to them. But your personal inner secret things, especially in a relationship, those things should be kept to themselves. But anyway, what happened was that Jada Smith, basically exposed some of the weaknesses of Will Smith, and I don't know if vice versa or not, but and then also wrote a book about that as well. And this is something that is just so beneath, it is like so off-putting. It is ridiculous. It is pathetic. It is childish, and she should be ashamed of herself, exposing her man like that. I think it shows a great amount of insecurities that she has, that she's trying to make herself look good in front of the public, before him, and at the same time, making him look really bad. And he's also contributing to that by exalting her and praising her over all these things and making a bigger fool out of himself, So I don't know what's wrong with him. Like I said, I don't know everything about that, but I was kind of like observing some of the things that are happening on YouTube regarding that couple, or supposedly couple. But anyway, that's why you don't want to show your weakness, because women like this will literally expose you, use it against you, especially if things don't go well in a relationship. So be very careful with that. Who you spend your time with, who you spend your life with, and make sure that the person is really the person who genuinely loves you for who you are, including all your mistakes, including all your flaws, because this is part of you. And don't be with a woman who is literally going to look down on you and judge you based on your weaknesses, because that's the type of person that you don't want to be with. And that's the type of experience that I had in my past, and I'm telling you, you don't want that. You want to find a person who loves you truly for who you are, and someone that you can truly express your weaknesses and express everything about yourself without feeling the consequences in the long run. So like I said, be careful who you show your vulnerability to, and like I said, if you do go on the first date, don't do this right away. Even if the person seems genuine and very kind and sweet and seems like very non-judgmental, it is your first date. You don't have to give an account. You don't owe her anything because you just met her or met him. Just kind of like back it off and keep it very easy, and get to know the person more before you really open your heart to that person. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say today. That was my personal advice regarding that. If you have any comments regarding that, please let me know in the comment section below. I would really appreciate that. And with that said, guys, thank you so much for those who subscribe to this channel. We appreciate you. We thank you for your support. For those who like these videos, consider subscribing. This will help us out. And make sure you like and share our YouTube channel. And with that said, guys, thank you so much and peace out.
In the